Oh, we live.
In there.
What's going on, good folks? What's going on, good folks? What's going on, good folks? We are outside today. We are outside today. We are outside today. Let me make sure that we are up and running on this side as well. We are outside today. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? We are really running. Okay. We are really running today. I don't know how we gonna get the views, but so welcome to the shop podcast. We are outside today. We're waiting for our other host that's busy right now, but right now it's me and Pastor Andrew. We just chilling out. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good, man. Cool. Just working. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get to the money.
Trying to get to the money. I think that's what we all trying to get to, man. We all trying to get to the money. We all trying to make things work, and you know, we just out here, y'all. So share the live if you on the live. Share the live. Share the live.
Check in. Check in. Check in.
Who that?
The other host on the way. LOL.
Oh, who that? Marlon.
I guess.
But yeah, y'all, we just out here. So yeah, I'm just also trying to get to the money, make sure things is going good in life. Last night I had the opportunity to go and have a guys' night. Um, and we went to a bar, and then we also went to go see the 50 Cent show. I thought it was a good job. Buster did a good job. I think he deserved more time. Um, but 50 did a good job too, a whole 90 minutes. He did a whole 90-minute set.
So that's a good caveat. What's your favorite 50 Cent song?
Well, I'm not a 50 Cent fan, but Wankster is a good song for me.
Facts.
Many Men is a good song for me.
Okay.
Pause. In the Club is a good song for me. He did a lot of joints, even his old joints before Get Rich or Die Trying. It's actually his 20 years ago. Get Rich or Die Trying came out in 2003. Yeah, 2003.
Okay.
So 20 years for Get Rich or Die Trying, 50 years for hip hop, and you know, we just out here just living. So it was a good time for all those who have the time to go and meet and greet with your friends and you know congregate with your friends. You should do that. It's a good time. But other than that, we're living in a time where we are really on borrowed time, y'all. We are really on borrowed time. Um, but I've been seeing a lot of divorces popping up.
Yeah. You saw the Jeezy and
Jeezy and
yeah.
and Ma, whatever, Jenny Ma. Now, what's her name? Tiana Taylor and
Oh, and
Iman
Lamont Shumpert.
Shumpert.
Yeah.
Also, now we got yesterday Remy Ma and Papoose. So I don't know what's going on with their situation, but just imagine you holding down a lady or holding down anybody. They're doing their time in that jail behind that box, and all of a sudden now you getting divorced. Like I think that's kind of crazy for
Wait, the
real.
last thing I see with Remy and Pat, you had posted about
The
she
cheating.
was she was sitting with somebody and like
Yeah, so I don't know who's doing what, but they say she's out with her side piece, and he was having a relationship with a young lady or something like that.
mm,
So you know, I don't know. The world is just crazy, man. Like I don't know exactly what goes on with people's minds, but it seems like people just get married to just get married, and they have no intentions of staying married these days. Um, I don't know. I think that if you're gonna get married, I think you shouldn't waste the other person's time. You should know that this is what you want to do, and stick to it. Some things can be worked out, some things can't. If they can, work it out. If they can't, then hey, go about your business. But I don't know. The way of the world is just like crazy for real. Like I don't understand it. I don't get it. But it's like people just like wasting people's time.
yeah.
Like I said, we are on borrowed time, so I don't understand why they want to waste people's time out here. You know? What So y'all, we just out here. We really outside, live outside. Outside for real. It's a nice night, nice evening. I hope y'all enjoyed y'all day. Hope y'all enjoyed y'all weekend. You did anything special this weekend?
This weekend, church, of course.
Shout out to church, man.
Shout out my church.
You don't ever shout out to church. Shout out to church and the address.
Shout out my church. Cowanton United Methodist Church in White Marsh is my first service that I have. It starts at 9:30 on Sundays. Address is 10838 Red Lion Road, White Marsh. And then my second church is Graceland United Methodist Church. It's in Dundalk. I think that's on Youngstown Road by CCBC Dundalk College.
What time that service start?
That service started at 11:15.
Jeez, so you pushing it all the way across. Huh?
Yeah, so it's like between the two, it could be like 12 minutes to get between them or whatever like that. So I'm usually out of there in time. I get out the first church probably like 10 something or whatever. So as long as I'm out of there, I leave by 11, I can make it.
Okay. So y'all make sure y'all should go ahead and check out them church services. The man said he got 2 churches. So you ain't gonna miss them. He got 2 of them.
I'm saying 9:30 is a little bit early. If it's 9:30 too early, then I have one 11:15 as well. First one White Marsh, first one Dundalk, whatever. And I understand if things come up on Sunday, you got an open invitation.
Open invitation, y'all.
Pull up.
I need to start coming to church.
Pull up.
So other than that, I don't remember really a weekend.
Oh, Saturday. We did it's a thing called Love the Hopeful or whatever. Graceland United Methodist Church. We had a table at Love the Hopeful where they be down there where underneath the bridge, and they have a whole bunch of tables, and we do things for the less fortunate. They go around with their bags and stuff and get something from each table.
Okay.
It was kind of cool. And then Pastor Andre down at 23rd and Greenmount, St. Matthew New Life. He had a block party or whatever like that. So he had a DJ. He had
he had DJ Hutchie.
He had a band from Milford Mill.
Okay.
Or whatever. And a lot of people come through, photo booth, stuff like that.
Okay.
So cool.
He had 360 Party Animals 360. Saturday I did my first official gig. So what I've learned, people, is if you are going to do anything in life, be prepared. And I was prepared. I was there early, everything. But as I started to set up, I noticed a piece was broken off in the laptop. So I had to run all over to these different stores to try to find the piece. That was very frustrating. And I know, even though, the people said they were on CP time, I felt bad. But I made up because I was supposed to leave early, but I ended up still doing the 3 hours. I just was there later on. So anything you do in life, y'all, just be prepared. I was there early, like I said, but the equipment broke. So I couldn't help that, but it broke. So, did the party. To me, it was a success. Some New Orleans folks, so the next one I have is in, not this Saturday, but the Saturday following. So, yeah, we'll be out there doing a little jazz situation out there.
You know what I'm saying? Jazz for the grown.
Yeah, the little grown party.
You know what I'm saying?
I think one of our coworkers is coming now. We're still missing one lady for a couple months now.
No, it's fine.
Who knows why you got that angle like that?
Somebody tell the pastor to stop policing my wardrobe. Hey, y'all. Let me climb up here.
So
what I miss?
We were talking about our weekend, and he shot out his church finally. He never shot to his church, so I didn't know he had 2 different services at 2 different churches.
I knew that.
So we shouted them out.
Okay.
That's what you're saying now, y'all. So
The boss.
our weekend was long.
So you talked about the concert
Yeah, I talked about
that I
it.
missed out on?
Yeah, you missed out on that.
You said, why was it like that? What
Yes.
was wrong with it? What you mean?
Why is it angled to the sky?
I don't know what you mean.
Probably because of that thing, the piece.
All right. Anything else going on in the news?
Actually waiting for you. Okay. No, that ain't good.
You don't want that view?
I mean, you know I'm fat, but geez. Put it all out there.
He's
Huh?
sure.
Damn. Let me fix my shirt. Damn. So yeah, you know, we just talked about the weekend, and now we're here. We outside checking out the views.
Y'all talk about all the breakups?
Yeah, we talk about the
Well, let's talk about
breakups.
the
Yeah, we
breakups
talk
and
about people
divorces.
getting married.
Who
And
all y'all covering the breakups?
we covered all. Iman, we covered Remy, we covered Jeezy. You got any more breakups? That's
I
3.
think somebody else did, but I can't think of
That's
it.
3 out there. That's 3 that got divorced, y'all.
Can't talk about the bad and not talk about the good. You know what I'm
Also,
saying? Nelly and
Nelly
Oh,
Ashanti
Nelly, yeah,
back
Nelly and Shantae back together,
together.
y'all.
And they doing good.
So, you know, it's nothing wrong with
Reconciling?
spinning the bin. That's what we'll call it.
Yeah.
That's what we'll call it now. They call it spinning the bin. So if y'all are out here spinning the bin, there's nothing wrong with that. You never know how the second time around might be. How the song go? Second time around. You never know how it's
Would
gonna
you, would you spend a block back?
be. Yeah, I'll spin the bin. I'll spin the block. For
To
something
your
that's good.
ex-wife?
I mean, it depends. If it was a good time, then yeah.
Okay. If you weren't married, would you? Do you have an ex you would go back to?
No.
Do you have one you would go back to? Like maybe
Not-
something just didn't work
Not that I
because
can
y'all were too
name
young.
off the top, but I mean, it's a lot of people. And you know what's so crazy? I know it's people who have also, you know, messed up. Not say messed up, but messed up, and now they off and either had babies or married, and like, damn, that might have been the one. So you never know, though. How about you?
I don't think I would. I feel like if it ain't work for a reason.
You never know. Yeah.
I mean, I do believe that people change, so never say never. But I just feel like I don't even have beefs with any of my exes. So like when we had I had a post in the group about the girl getting $1,500 from her ex to get a car fixed, and everybody was like, "Oh my God, why does she still know her ex? Why she still?" And I was like, I'm all but like
I didn't
one of my
read the post.
exes, I'm cool with.
I don't
just
think
don't want
that.
to be back with him.
I don't think that you should ask your ex if you with somebody. I don't think you should ask the ex for money. Just like on The Chi. Have you ever watched The Chi? Because I got 2 things I want to discuss.
Okay, go for it.
Well, the first one was
I'm up to date.
all right. The first one is when Emmett went and bought the car.
Okay.
I don't think that was right. Now we have Keisha going to her ex to talk about she needs protection in her household. How you doing?
Hey, how you doing?
She needs protection in her household. I don't think that you should be going to another man to discuss you need protection in your household when you have a man.
Well, one, that's not the one I probably wouldn't have picked the ex who left me in the situation to get raped and kidnapped.
Right.
You are useless. He was like, "Have I ever let you down before?" I'm looking at the TV like, "Yes, nigga. This
Right.
is why she's in the situation of being a parent.
Right.
Because you let her down."
Right.
I do think there is. I don't see a problem with buying the phone. I don't see a problem. So if your child's mother's car breaks down
we talked about
and
this
they
before.
don't have no way to get around, but because she got a man, you not willing to help.
I'm gonna help my son. That's the only way I can
So you
speak for
just
now.
gonna pick him
because-
up and
Yeah,
go do everything that he needs to do.
yeah, I can speak for him because he's the only one who's dependent on me. But the other ones, they're older. But
And that's what I mean, because he's
Yeah.
younger. Because
yeah, I would.
that's his main transportation.
Yeah, I
That's
would
the
do-
person
I would-
who takes care of him.
Yeah, I would.
You would be like, no.
I would deal with him. I would make sure he's good
Okay.
because I mean, at the end of the day, you also don't want to offend the person that you're involved with as well. I don't care if it's you messing with them, you married to them, whatever. You don't want to offend those people as well. And I felt Keisha when she was like, why would you go do that?
So I feel like in that the situation to get in the car, I feel like where he went wrong was I do feel like it was a discussion that he should have had with his partner. Like, no, like we ain't in a tax bracket, but if you think about like celebrities who pay out big child support, they are paying for the cars and stuff. They just don't have to go out and buy it. I give you enough money to go ahead and take care of that. I think the problem with that was like him not communicating it with her. So then he got to overcompensate to
That Wims.
Hey Wims, he got to overcompensate for just going off and buying that car. So now I got to buy you this house, and I just keep getting in deeper and deeper with Duda, who I just want somebody to kill.
Man,
I understand the show needs a villain.
Since we speak about the Chi, this funeral made me want to have tears in my eyes.
Oh, I cried.
The tears didn't come up, but I thought about my father real heavy.
I cried, and it'll go into the next segment. But I had been crying for about 2 hours. If you incorporate the Chi, I was like, now I knew this man was. First of all, somebody was like, I forgot what the post said, but I was in the middle of watching something, and I was like, no, I need to go watch the Chi. I thought they had killed my baby first of all, but I forgot. Yeah, I forgot that the father. They ended on him being murdered. Mm-hmm. So that was just like the saddest. Oh my god!
The saddest show funeral I ever seen.
And I ain't gonna lie, that Papa got on my nerves. Papa got on my nerves.
Papa was that's some good ass acting. Cause them tears, he had them tears like
yes,
nose running. He had them real tears like, oh shit.
He pulled me back in at the end when he got those people. When he kept fussing at people, I was like, y'all leave his ass sitting there now.
I think he was just more hurt. Like, of course.
I mean, I get it. I buried both my parents, so I get it.
He was hurt.
I was just like, nigga.
I don't think he should have talked to the girl like that though.
Exactly. I don't think the one who should have got the smoke. I don't feel like got the smoke enough.
Which one?
Even though the father would have died regardless, it had nothing to do with that boy living in that house
at all.
They were gonna kill him.
Well.
But I was just like, the fact that you work for him, yeah. I'm gonna have to fuck you up. Yeah. The problem is the whole cast worked for that man.
Basically.
Every single person. I'm like.
And also, my thing is like, damn, what am I saying? Shit, I just feel like they need to kill Duda. He got to go.
Listen, I'm all for a villain. Somebody got to step up and take his place. I'm fine with that. Like you need somebody.
But I think every season, one of them died from their gang, right? The brother Trig died.
But ain't Duda killing all these people though?
I don't think he killed Trig. Well, he might have killed Trig.
I thought he killed Trig.
The OG died last season.
He killed him.
So Duda might be dead now.
I need him to die. I'm so sick and tired.
Well, who gonna take over?
I don't care. I want Kevin to get out of town.
When it came to the funeral, why do people in these movies, shows, and probably in real life as well, why do they? No, we out here in the city. We in the city, Williams. You in town?
You want right there?
You in town? You were supposed to call out today.
Somebody stand up.
Somebody said you were going to call out today?
Who are you supposed to call out?
I don't know, whoever. Vaughn.
Chevelle?
Yeah.
Y'all didn't tell me we had plans today. Today, I'm sorry, shout out. Today is my niece's 30th birthday.
Hey, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
It's actually at 8:04 p.m., but whatever.
Yeah, we're talking about the Chi. We're talking about the Chi, Williams.
I can't stand it anymore.
So, yeah, why do they tend to come to people's funerals? Like,
do they?
I'm talking about like in general, like in these movies and these shows, in real life as well.
You said
Yeah, why?
That's what I'm like.
And he coming, he wore his white and everything.
Yeah.
He all in the front of the
Who
casket.
gave you the dress code?
Right, who told
like,
that
why
man?
wouldn't you come in and just sit in the like? Why would you show up? Period.
And come to the front. I had nothing to do with your husband's murder. One of your goons did, though.
I was like, why
Get
don't
out!
I just shoot him right now? Like, just take him out of all of our misery.
He gotta go. He's been the worst. He's been the worst of that gang.
Definitely. So, anything else about the shot?
I don't know how it was going to end, and I hope it's not the final season.
Marlon said he thinks Emmett is going to get killed.
No, I didn't.
I was like, I
don't
think
no,
he's
hell
just trying
no.
to hurt my feelings.
I don't think he's going to get killed.
I feel like one of them are, but it needs to be.
I think Papa probably going to kill dude or one of them.
What's the other boy, the boy who was living with Papa?
Oh, I forgot his name. I know he's talking about.
It needs to be him or his girlfriend. No offense to that lovely young lady, but I don't know her. It needs to be somebody that we not that attack. Go on and kill number 2, and even though he can step up and take his place, so maybe not kill him. But they gotta hi sweetie. They gotta end with because he was gonna fall off that bike.
I see.
They gotta kill him.
He gotta go.
But so the other reason I cried for 2 hours was right before. I don't know if I watched it before or after the shot, but I watched Kirk Franklin's Father's Day documentary.
That was a good thing. Have y'all watched Kirk Franklin's Father's Day documentary? It was good.
You watched it?
Yeah, Williams, you gotta watch it. You gotta watch it.
I got to the part. That's the part where he met with the father.
Oh, okay. First of all, I'm not giving these people homework anymore.
I watched it. When you said
This man watched it while I was over in class.
I watched it when I saw it. When you said it.
You can't watch TV.
That's a good time to watch.
Right.
That's been a good time to watch that joint.
Ain't that what you be working for real?
Sometimes I do.
Jeez. Overachievers, was that a tire or should I leave?
No, that ain't that type of sound.
Okay, just
But yeah, man,
I don't know how to differentiate.
if y'all haven't watched the Kirk Franklin documentary, I think that y'all should watch that for real, because that was a good thing.
So if you haven't watched it and you don't want spoilers, you might want to cover your ears. Don't log out, just cover your ears. So I think most people knew that Kirk Franklin was adopted.
I never knew that.
I did.
Okay, I knew he was adopted. I knew nothing else about his life because
I read both of his books.
Oh,
The first one and then the blueprint.
Oh, okay. I don't be in the people personal business. I enjoy whatever you bring to the table. So I did not know that. But so he was adopted by a family member, right?
He was adopted by Gertrude.
I know in the documentary he was like, she is family.
He was supposed to.
I didn't know how. But his mother had him at 15. I guess I don't know if she couldn't take care of him or she was 15. So Gertrude raised him. It didn't seem like it was an abusive childhood, but still not a good childhood.
Right.
I guess
Especially
they
when he
didn't
ended up
have
homeless.
anything.
Right, he ended up homeless. I'm sure it was nothing good.
Did he say that in the doc? I might have missed that.
But he said he was homeless.
I was probably crying too much because I literally cried from the first scene until the end of the shot. So I cried the whole time. So I may have missed
Even that song that he was working on.
Yeah, he couldn't get to it.
It's a tearjerker too.
Right. So what happens is somebody passes in his family. He doesn't go to the funeral because he doesn't want to bump into his mother, who he hasn't seen in 23 years. But one of his singers was at the funeral, and there was this man there, and he was like, oh, I used to date Debbie. And everybody was like, oh, you dated Debbie? And they looking at him like, okay, 1 + 2 is looking like you might be Kirk's daddy. So it was rumors going around that, this might be his father. So anybody remember his name?
Mr. Richard.
Mr. Brick.
Yeah, Mr. Brick.
Mr. Brick. He was like, well, since these rumors going around,
See, we did do our homework.
you know the man life, so
Right.
I guess you ain't had to watch. He was like, I'm gonna go ahead and get a DNA test. If he want to get one to see if it's a match, then he can go ahead and do that. So he sent his records. Kirk went and got one. Come to find out that's his father. He calls his mother, and first he calls
The aunt.
Aunt Sandy. And he like, look, I need to talk to her about this.
Need to meet with y'all. ASAP.
So he finds out that yes, that is his father. He goes to meet with the father. Just like tearjerker, because this man ain't know that he had a son. He lived across the street from where his youngest son used to play all the time, like down from the recording studio, in close proximity. Seemed to live a very nice lifestyle on his own.
Yeah, he got a
So
nice life,
when you think about this man being homeless, struggling, all he had to go through, and he had somebody who would have been his father, who would have been, happy to be his father, take care of him, could have provided for him. And all this time, Deb had been lying and saying somebody else was his father.
That he buried.
He mentions he hated this man for not taking care of him. The last time he saw him, right before he died, like the man who he thought was his father really had no excuse for not being there. So he buried him, hating him, just to find out he hated this man for no reason. So he leaves Mr. Rick house and goes over to Sandy house, Sandy, who looked like she got a nice house too. So I wonder if he put their bill, even though he don't deal with them. So that if I'm buying you a nice house, I'm gonna call you Sandy.
Right.
You ain't been an aunt, and I'm assuming she's probably younger than the mom. So of course she wouldn't have been able to take care of him. Right. But they seem like there's a whole struggle type thing going on. So he goes. First he was like, "Hey, did she sign the papers?" Mm-hmm. She was like, "Get your ass now." He was like, "Did she sign the papers?"
I'll be right here.
She was like, "I'm not signing them." And he was like, "Well, I'm gonna need you to go ahead and sign those in order for this to proceed." So anyway, he was like, "I'm gonna wait in the car for Deb to get here because I don't want to go in your house, basically."
Right.
So she gets there, she denies it.
Took another one.
She's like, "It's no way. That's not your daddy. I don't care if you look like you. I don't care if the DNA test say 99.9999998." So they did another paternity test. Still comes back and says that's his father, and she's still like, "I respectfully decline." Mm-hmm. And he was like, "This is what I need. Like, I need in order for us to move forward." And she was like, "This is the only thing I prayed for. I wanted my son. I wanted to be in my son's life, but no, I will not say that's your father." And then even though Sandy was like,
"Come on,
he just want to know the truth.
Come on,
we
nigga.
know the truth. We want you to own up to the truth." And she was like, "Nah, I'm going to head out." So that was that. And then it cuts to, because as we all probably know, Kirk was having problems with his son. Is that his oldest son?
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah.
This the one who released the message of him cussing him out. And he's on Bad Boy South, I think. I watched a couple episodes. I don't have Zeus though. So you know how they have for Sean Rock show Baddie? They have a male version.
Oh yeah, his son is on there?
So his son is on there.
Oh wow.
So he was like, he calls him to meet with, and I do want to say, I love the energy that the father gave. He was like, we can go at your pace, whatever it is that you want to do, because you are the child in this situation. Even though you are 53 years old, you are the child in this equation, and it's about you.
Yep. He said that with the results first. He wanted him to go get the results. He was like, "It's not about me knowing whether or not, it's about you first." I like that.
Exactly, like it's about us.
I like that too.
But I think Kirk also took that same kind of position when he pulled the son in, and he was like, I forgot what he said to him, but he was like, "It don't matter what you say. I already know it's bad."
Yeah. He's like, "I got something to tell you." He's like, "I got something to tell you before we move on. And I just want to tell you this." And he was like, "I'm already hurt already by it." I'm like, God damn, nigga. Like, you don't even know what's happening.
I'm already hurt by it. I was like, wait a minute.
Right, he didn't get a man a chance.
And so he plays the voicemail or the video of when he found out for him. So they had a healing moment and cried and hugged, and I love to see that. because I see like a lot of now I see a lot of men who do embrace their sons, but they are still like kind of younger. So it was great to see two grown, like they grown men,
Right.
hug and cry and embrace each and able to share their emotions
And also, I like the fact that he is not afraid of going to therapy. He's not afraid. He's not ashamed to say that he's in therapy still. His therapist is on call 24 hours.
He's the longest patient
his longest patient. Yeah. So it's good to know that he can go to therapy and he can still be in therapy because he knows that he has issues.
Right.
Hopefully, this chapter will help him get through things that happen in his life, but I'm sure he's still gonna be hurtful.
Mr. Rick is working on his relationship with Kirk. He's working on it with. They only mentioned the one son, but I would assume that he's bonding with the other kids. It's just there are more fences to mend with the oldest son.
Right.
So that was good. Was there anything else in the 35 minutes?
Just he talked about his albums coming out.
I heard the album
October.
is fire. Somebody got to listen to it that I follow.
Also that he still hasn't talked to his mother after the whole after the whole paternity second thing.
She don't want, like, I want to know what it is that is holding her from. Is it just I told this lie and I'm gonna stick with it?
Of course.
Or is it like something deeper that happened?
Maybe she cheated. Maybe she cheated.
She was 15.
Well, maybe she was raped.
I mean, Jesus, y'all don't need to be.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe she was raped. I mean, it could have been a lot of things. I mean, because my whole thing is, if I know if I slept with somebody and it was unprotected, and they come and say, "Oh, you got a baby," let's get that test done. But if you know you slept with that person, hey, there's a chance.
I wanted somebody to say, "So did you sleep with him, Miss?"
Right. That's
because you acting like you.
She like she
the
never
only
met that
way
man.
Nothing
never happened
to this man, but I do not know who he is. That's how she's acting.
Yeah. She act like she ain't never met this man a day in her life. They ain't had nothing going on. They will never. Who is this man? No, that's not your father. Like, what the hell?
She was like,
shoe test that said
she was
99.
so adamant. I almost believed it wasn't his father. Like, she was so like.
I thought the second test was gonna come back and say, "No, this ain't it."
Yeah, I really was like, nah, she too hard about this. Like, it can't be possible. Like, she knows she ain't sleep with that man.
Right.
Them results came back. I was like, Deborah, Deborah, you have wasted the good Lord's time.
Yeah.
With this. Now, I get it. There are some lies I'd be like, look, me and God gotta talk about it. But if I'm gonna save it for him. I'm not gonna tell nobody. But if they come into you like, hey, here's the proof, then just suck it up and take that and be like, you know what? I was 15. You know how many years passed? I forgot I slept with that man. That sure is your daddy. Go on.
Right.
Go on and build that relationship. No, I refuse to accept it. I understand what science says, but no. So she crazy.
So I think that was definitely a good show. It was a short documentary, but it was a good show leading up to his album.
I did kind of want more.
Me too.
Like, I wanted to know. I was sitting there. I was like, because at first I was like, I don't feel like watching this, but I had to watch it for another podcast that I was going to watch, and I wanted to know what they were talking about. Then I was like, but no, I need more. Now I need a reality show.
I need more from him and his son.
Some more information on Kirk. His first book I read, it was called A Church Boy. If you want to check that out or whatever, it was a good book. And I think the second book was called The Blueprint or whatever like that. 2 good books. Also, another song that gives a little peek into his story is the song that he has with Toby Mac. It's called Let It Go or whatever like that. It's a really good song. One of my favorite Kirk Franklin songs.
Okay.
Just throwing it out there.
Listening assignment. I got it. I can dig it. It was good. So I had. Oh, speaking of parenting, so one of the other topics question somebody raised.
Shayna.
Okay. Oh, it was Shayna's question. Then I want your answer first. What is the age that you feel is appropriate for your children to have? Was it? It's not just overnight guests, right? But romantic overnight guests.
Let me see if I can find it.
Because
No age while
Because
you in
I
my
feel,
house.
I feel
No,
like
it's no age right
I
in
want
my
to say
house.
overnight guests because I feel like kids have sleepovers.
Ain't no age right in my house.
You cannot have your girlfriend or your boyfriend stay the night while you in my
At
house.
what age would you allow your teenager to have overnight company? Opposite sex.
Okay, yes.
I
It ain't
mean,
gonna happen.
but so my thing is like this. That question is really like open because the opposite sex could be your best friend, your homeboy, your homegirl.
Or
So
what if your
romantically-
child is
Of the community. Of the what?
lesbian, gay, straight, or bi?
Right. So again, now if they are together, if they are in a relationship, they can't stay. I'm sorry, they can't stay because while I'm asleep and I sleep deep, I ain't hearing nothing. So that means that what they doing in the room together,
It's unsupervised.
right?
Right.
So I know what I was doing as a young kid.
I was gonna say, were y'all allowed to have overnight guests?
No, I wasn't allowed to have no overnight.
No.
Okay. I mean, it won't be an issue with me.
It would have to be some like
Uh,
they fell asleep. But that was like later on, like
oh, so you did try to sneak
Of
a
course,
past-
of course
you
I
tried to
tried,
sneak
yeah.
a past the line.
I tried to, they fell asleep shit, but no, she wasn't having that.
Um,
Hello, yeah, they got hello? They still here? Yeah, they gotta go.
I can't quite remember the rules because I don't know if Chevelle's still on here. I was a saint, so it was never going to come up with me at all. But
What?
I was a saint. I was the perfect child. I wasn't trying to bring nobody over. Honestly, the only people who ever came to my house were my cousins. Sheree, Lisa, Erica, and Denise. That was it.
Watch out! I don't want you to get struck by lightning or whatever like that. So like, watch out, stay right there.
I'm just
I
saying.
don't think so. It might be true.
It was never. I'm gonna tell you the closest I came to that situation was when I was 24.
24. That's adult.
I gave birth to a child who had to spend a lot of time in the hospital. In the hospital, some nights they would let us stay there, and some nights they couldn't accommodate us. And my parents lived not around the corner, but very close to the hospital. So one night, we stayed at my parents' house on the sofa, and my sisters were like, "But why does he get to spend the night?" That's
They
how
got a whole
strict my
baby?
parents were.
Right.
We had a whole
They got a whole
child
baby.
who's in the hospital.
Oh,
In the hospital. We are struggling to bring this child home.
Right.
And they was like,
Why he's spending the night?
but why is he here? Does he have his own mother? Do y'all have a home across town that he can go sleep at
Hey,
while you here? So that's how much it was not you can have somebody over.
All jokes aside, I believe when you say what you say or whatever like that. To be honest, for me personally, I was almost 22 years old when my first sexual experience.
Aw. Young bloomer here.
they stayed at your house?
Huh?
Is it at your house?
No,
It's
it
your
wasn't
house.
in my house.
I like I said, my only friends were like that I dealt with outside of school. Outside of school, I ain't had nobody's phone number. Nothing. I had Lisa, Erica, Sheree, and Denise. That was it. When I couldn't have a boyfriend until I was 16.
They were strict for real.
Now I got nieces that, came before but whatever.
They were strict for real.
So I couldn't have a boyfriend until I was 16. Once I had one, whenever somebody came over, my family was around. And I tried to encourage the guys not to come. Like I remember I went on a date one time, and at this point, I think I was 20. I must have moved out right after I turned 20 or something, because I remember the guy was taking me out for my birthday, and he was like, "I'm gonna come pick you up from your house," and I was like, we can meet.
Mm.
And he was like, no, I'm gonna come pick you up. And then I'm like, all right, well, let me know and I'll be outside. He was like, no, I gotta come in and meet your parents. I was like, nigga, what we ain't gonna do is have you in this threshold.
He wanted to be extra.
Like, you cannot cross the threshold.
Yeah.
I need you to chill on that.
He wanted to be extra.
So that was like, I think him, my first boyfriend, Biodat and Marlon are probably the only people. Oh no, I had some in between, but nobody got to come to the house. Was the point. Like, all my relationships were as an adult once I moved out. Basically, I think I had the one when I was 16, and then after, like, I think I moved out while I was dating the one who wanted to meet my parents. I was like, I don't know where they do that at, but as a 39-year-old, I appreciate it now. But I can't see none of those comments. I love
Davon.
Hey, Davon. That's one of my poets.
I used to work with him.
For real?
Yeah, Burger King. That's my man.
That's my friend.
Yeah,
But so yeah, it was no spinning.
We ain't doing that.
But so I saw a similar post, or it had to have been a similar post because you sent me a screenshot. But it was like, this is the problem. This is why kids gotta sneak around and do stuff, because y'all rather them be unsafe than to. I was like, you sound like one of those people that say my kids can drink and do drugs in the house, and then somebody still end up ODing at the house.
Right, but then you have them saying, oh, but you don't have no room. So this is the thing I always say: in the absence of boundaries, there's chaos. You gotta set boundaries, period, or whatever like that. If you don't set boundaries for your kids right now, then God forbid, the system will be raising your children if you don't set boundaries. Everybody needs to set boundaries.
I also think that some of the boundaries that I had, like, I'm not, okay, I know I said I was a saint, but after 16, I probably wasn't a saint anymore. But I also knew the restrictions that my parents had. So it made me think about things before I did it, because I was like, what I don't want to do is go out here, be fast, and get pregnant. And they'd be like, well, how did that happen? I was like, I don't want to answer those questions. So it made me think about some of the things I did before I did them. Like, I thought about the
life is like, we that have, even us who were children, we all were young at one time. We all snuck around. But for a parent to allow it to happen, how can I now get respect from my child? If I go and say, yeah, come on, Timmy can spend the night sleeping in your room, close the door, all this stuff, and now I'm asleep, knocked out, cold, and they in there getting in. How can I now tell my daughter or my son, oh, you can't go to the mall, you can't do this? Oh, but I could be in here with Timmy, I could be in here with Sarah, and that's all good? Or I could smoke this weed, I could drink this drink with you. Like, now we have, like you said, chaos. I can't tell them nothing now, because I let them have that invitation and let them open that door up for them to, do what they do. How you doing?
Now, would y'all let them sleep over in a different room?
No, because at the end of the day, again, I sleep heavy. So when the doors start to open it, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on now. No.
I just feel like, nowadays we got parents that cross that line. What I mean by cross that line is line set right here. You cross that line, your parent over here. You cross that line to be the friend. And you go back to be the parent. Just be your child's parent. Don't be their friend or whatever.
I mean, and I guess I live in a whole different type of world, so things are a little different with me. But I do, like, so I never said it until after my mother had passed, but Mama would always say my mother was my best friend. I did tell my mother a lot of things. Like, I shared because I needed guidance. That was my thing.
I don't want to sound like I'm saying don't be there for your kids or whatever like that. Don't be that soundboard. Yeah, you should be there and listen to what they're saying. What I'm saying is, what I mean by don't be that friend is, don't feel like you have to say yes to them,
right,
or whatever. That's what I meant by that.
And that, but I get your point, and that's where I was going. The thing is, even with my best friends, I still have boundaries, And I
what's your
think that's the
parent?
thing. So I think as being a parent and being a friend to your child, you can still have boundaries that you set. I have boundaries with everyone in my life. I have boundaries with y'all. I have boundaries with we probably don't have boundaries, but I mean, there are some. If he don't want me in the bathroom, that's a boundary. While
But
he's
you're not
using it,
gonna
I
be
don't
like,
appreciate it. But
with your mother, like a mother and daughter. Yeah, bitch.
no.
You ain't gonna be with your father. Yeah, my nigga, what it is. I mean, that happens.
I might say my nigga to him.
It's people out here who live in that type of life though. That their daughter, mother and daughter, bad bitch. Yeah, I'm about to be out here. We outside. It's shit that happens like that every day. But again, when you start to get that, yeah, my nigga, yeah, let's go ahead and roll up. Come on, let's go get a drink. We down the bar. Blah, 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 blah. No, now was a different type of. I can't respect
you. Don't drink. Have you ever had a drink around your mother?
Around my mother? I have, but I definitely tried not to. Like, even like cursing around my mother, I tried not to. Like, I gotta be pissed off.
It's
Like,
respect.
yeah, I tried not to. I really be on some like son mother stuff when it comes to be around her. Like, I don't be like she won't never see me falling over. I ain't never been falling over drunk, but she'll never see me like being like a loud drunk or whatever type of drunk. Like, you know what I'm saying? She might hear about it, but it'll never be in her face.
Because I do remember one time, I don't know if it was like Mother's Day or my mother's birthday, but we went out to eat. And I think like me and two or one of my sisters ordered drinks. And my other sister was like, so y'all gonna drink around mommy?
Dang.
I was like, well, first of all, you know, I'm raising a science project over here. Because at the time, Mimi had tubes coming out her neck, her stomach, all that. I was like, I drink them, yes. And I didn't drink until I was 25. But at that same token, it's not like, you know, we taking shots, getting wasted.
Right.
It's like, can I have a mimosa with my brunch?
Right.
That type of now I don't know if it's ever appropriate to roll up a blunt with your parent, but I guess it's no different than smoking a cigarette with your parent. I know a lot. I mean, people who smoke cigarettes, they don't say, "Hey, I don't smoke around this person because I respect them." They might not smoke around you because they respect your health, but they're not like, "Oh, I don't smoke cigarettes in front of my mother."
Right.
They like, "Mommy, you got a cigarette?"
Right.
So there's that.
No, definitely like these parents these days, and my thing is like this: like the grandparents are getting younger and younger and younger. Things happen. I know things happened back in the day. I mean, but it wasn't like how it is now. So of course, once you open that door, oh, my daughter, I let her spend the night and have her boyfriend spend the night. Now I'm opening these doors. Yeah, we outside. We in the club with each other.
But then he ended up living there.
See?
That be the thing when now you don't let them spend the night so much.
Then they're here. Yeah, I can't.
That they're part of the household.
No, like I don't know. I think I live different lifestyles than my kids' mothers. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I don't think that, and I think that's why my daughter never came to live with me, because I will still have rules. Like right now, she might be 23 years old. I still will have rules. Like, oh no, you can't have nobody coming in here.
That is the exact reason. So I moved out when I was like 20, me and my best friend, and I got engaged. So she moved out. I called off the engagement, and then some stuff happened, and my mother was like, "You need to come home." I went home. I lasted a good month. First of all, by the time my best friend had moved out, my fiance had moved out, I was by myself. I was used to just being by myself.
Right.
So when I moved back in with my parents, I would come home from work and they would be like, "How was your day?" And I was like, "I just can't deal with this shit.
Right.
I need to walk in the house and nobody talk to me." So there was that. Then one day I was leaving out the house in the middle of the night. It was like 12. I don't know if that's the middle of the night. It was like 12 something. And I thought I had turned off like the chimes to the alarm, but my dad, he don't sleep like you. He heard that door open and he was like, "Where you going at?" And I said, "I'm going to the store to get a soda." He said, "Okay." The next day my mother was like, "Your father said, sounds like a booty call to me."
Damn.
I said, I will be gone in a week. This is not how y'all would treat me. Now, the truth is, that is what it was. However, I feel like he could have put a little bit more respect on my lie
Right.
and just accepted it.
At 12 night, when they asked where you was going, the best thing you come up with was going to get a soda.
Because that is my reality. I will, right now, I have a husband to do it, so I don't have to. But if I don't have something to drink in the house and I wake up thirsty, if we still up, I'll be like, babe, do you want to make a store run? Is that what your night is feeling like?
Or DoorDash?
DoorDash screwed me one time, which is why I won't do it, because I ordered from Royal Farm. I got a meal just because I wanted the soda. They bought everything but the soda.
Damn.
Not even
a replacement
now,
soda.
what I try to do is be prepared so that nobody has to leave out the house. But that is my reality. And when I lived alone, that was legit what I would do. Like, I would get up in the middle of the night and be like, I'm going to run over to Royal Farm, because it was like you could see it from where we lived. So it wasn't far-fetched. That was like legit something I would do. It's just not what I was doing that particular night. But that is why, as an adult, I was like, yeah, I'm out of here. Y'all won't play me like that.
Because things start to change. You at home and you still living your lifestyle of being alone, and they don't know. It's like your child going away to college. They get so used to being in the dorms. When they come home for Christmas, Thanksgiving, they being the people who they were on them dorms. So now you like, what you doing? Where you going? Everything is a question for them. They like, look, I've been over school for about 3 months now, 4 months now, living my life. You know what I'm saying? No, it don't work that way.
My parents were like little excited kids.
When you came back home.
When you come home, they was like, how was your day? But that's what we won't do.
Right. I'm
going to come in from the basement if y'all going to harass me like this. So, yeah, but bottom line, it's a no here.
No, I can't do it. I don't know how my son gonna turn out, as far as if he gonna be a wild one or what, but I still ain't gonna be able to do it because I'm getting older, and of course he's getting older. But by the time he starts to date and all these things, I'll probably be like touching 50. So you ain't gonna be like,
he gonna be the one that pull the wool over your eyes.
Yeah, I'm trying to have this company or whatever. Yeah, you know how these kids talk now. I'm trying to have this company for real.
Uh-huh.
What kind of company you trying to have? What's going on?
Will the rules still apply?
Oh, yeah,
is he a baby now?
Yeah, the rules gonna apply.
How old is he?
He 8.
So you got like, I ain't gonna say 10.
10 years.
18.
Well,
He'd be 18 then. So
probably got about 8 years, a good 8 years.
And you gonna be like,
or
no.
7 years.
Because I will say, my sister's gotten a lot of trouble. So that is the reason I was a good child. I didn't understand why they kept accepting the beatings and the punishments. I was like, it just doesn't make logical sense to me. So I'm going to do all the opposite things to avoid getting that type of behavior. However, because I had 3 older sisters who were stair steps, and then there was a 7-year gap to me, things were totally different for me. I probably could have convinced my parents, like, he can stay downstairs, like, it's late.
Right.
It's probably things I could have got away with that my sisters didn't. They claim I got away with a lot of stuff. I don't know what it was, but so we'll see. I'm gonna wait.
Oh, we're gonna
8
see.
years. I'm gonna see how them girls get you.
Well,
you're a little old though.
It's crazy because as you get older, the rules start to slip away. Like my mother, and dealing with my son is like totally different. Now that's baby. But when I was coming up, it was like, oh no, we ain't doing that. Oh, this, that, oh, did you clean your room? Did you take the trash out? Ain't none of that applies to him. So, so it might change. It might be like, go ahead, man. You say you about to have a what come through?
Uh-huh.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and go to the store for a little bit, whatever it may be. You know what I'm saying? It might happen like that. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm gonna go to the store, and by the time I come back, hopefully, your company gone.
Yeah, you gonna say I don't want to see your company.
Yeah, it might be a little.
They just gonna be like, you stay in the room.
Right, it might be a little compromise. You know what I'm saying? So, I got a godson who's turning 16. Now, the father said he ain't into girls. He's into sports real heavy. He plays basketball, plays football. And of course, these kids tell their parents anything. But when you're a star, he's a young guy who's made varsity. So just imagine being a freshman, junior, making varsity. Those girls gonna be looking at you. You know what I'm saying? Slim kid, get the little dreads, all that. That shit that these girls like. So I want to know how his mind frame is and the things that where his phone is going off talking about.
Yeah, it's some people who be slow to the punch. So
let me tell you,
really not be into girl shit.
Let me tell you something. So as far as Pastor Andrew goes, I had a day of his kids. I had a day of them, transporting them. I feel like that oldest one, she gonna be a little bit like, yeah, I'm gonna do what I want to do.
Facts.
That younger one, I don't know if she gonna be like trying to have people come over, but she gonna do what she wanted to. The young boy, he chill. He chill. But that older one, I done had a day. I spent a day with them, so therefore I feel like that one is she's gonna be the sneaky one, like do shit like here and there.
Y'all leave that baby alone.
But that younger one, she's going to say, "Fuck it, I'm gonna do. It's my way, and y'all gonna have to deal with it." So she might be the one who be like, "Oh yeah, he's spending the night," and that's what it is because I said so. Yeah, so it's just that when it comes to parents, and we have to I ain't gonna never say compromise, but I understand when them people be like, I'd rather you do it here.
Y'all done softened up so much from the beginning of this conversation.
I mean, I'm not.
It was hard,
But you gotta understand.
Beginning of the conversation.
So
now y'all like, but
I got a 23, I'm about to be 23-year-old. And then when you got an 8-year-old, and they still got a ways to go to when they start to say he's gonna be dating or messing with somebody. I mean, at 8, I probably was like getting phone calls by now. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, but he's a different type of guy. So I'm just saying, as far as Andrew goes, I've been around his kids to know that he gonna have some trials and tribulations. As far as my 8-year-old goes, he's more laid back, watching TV. But as he gets 9, he's gonna be 9 in February, and 10. That's when they start liking girls, touching it. You know what I'm saying? This, because I know when I was in the 5th grade, I'm like, shit. See, these kids now, they see titties. It's like these babies come out with titties. When I was 10, going into 5th grade, 4th grade, you like, what the fuck is going on here? When a girl came in from the summertime, you like, what the fuck? Damn, titties. So we was touching and running and all that shit. These kids, they coming out like that already. So,
See, I wasn't letting people touch
me. You're something about the same age as mine. So my son turned 10 in April next year.
Okay, see, he's turning 9 in February. So, but he's more like, I just want to watch my YouTube.
Same. My son
and
like
my little
too.
McDonald's and don't show me shit else. Like, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So, as 9 comes, I'll see how it goes. Sometimes he goes to my mother's house, and my mother's friend has granddaughters, and he wants to be. I want to be in the mix with them girls. Are we gonna go see the girls? Are the girls coming over? But if you ask him, do you like girls and all that stuff, like, no. But it'd be funny, when you go pick him up and shit from his little aftercare or his school, and he's like, all right, Jacoby, what's going on here? What's going on, son? Oh, nothing. So but
listen, I didn't have a boyfriend until I was 16, but I think I came out the womb with crushes. Like, so when people say that like kids don't know what their sexual orientation is,
they know.
I call BS on it because I really think I came, and I think my child is the same way. But I came out the womb. Like, I remember my first crush was in the 1st grade, and it was 2 of them. I had one at school and one at church. So I kept 7 days occupied because we was in church all weekend. So I loved the crap out of both of them.
4th grade.
See, my mother said when I was younger, I used to just walk up to ladies and be like, legs.
Oh,
I used to just feel their legs. as a young kid, touch their legs. So yeah, imagine a little young baby just going up to grown women and just touching their legs. So that was my whole thing. I fuck them legs now. Shit, yeah. I need what? Some titties, girl. Yeah, so, but yeah, I was younger. It was more of legs, but I think from a young age I was getting phone numbers, and you know what I'm saying, once you are able to, because back in my days, of course, was that house phone number. So it wasn't that you didn't have no cell phone back in them days.
Yeah. Oh, I remember the days of like call and hang up.
Yeah.
So I know.
So you do the test.
I'm gonna take the phone off the hook and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And
you do that test run.
Couldn't even have a boyfriend. I don't know why I was going through the works of those things.
Hey, listen, y'all got to talk to Shayna and find out how that conversation went when I first started calling her house to speak to her. So this, you gonna laugh. This is like, I'm like, praise the Lord, hello, come speak to Shayna.
Praise the Lord, hello. Oh, you trying to soften it, huh? Boy, ain't no shit gonna be getting the phone in.
All my life.
All your life. Because had somebody called my house and said, praise the Lord, can I speak? I'm like, hang up.
Right.
Hang up. He is plotting on you, Daddy.
Yeah.
Don't fall for it.
Yep. And when I was younger, I think I met one father, and I was cool with that father. I remember that girl. I was cool with that father. But all of them was mothers. And they always like, hello, may I, and you had to, may I speak to?
Yeah.
And I used to, it's like, when you was a kid and that house phone, you just be calling back to back.
Mm-hmm.
So they hang up. All right, come in 15 minutes. You wait for that 15 minutes to come. Hello, man, speak to such and such.
Driving your parents crazy.
Knew the house phone by heart. Knew it by heart.
I had a little girlfriend when I was like 4th grade. Her name was Rachel, a little mixed girl. Rachel, mother, God rest her soul. She's like, Jamal, you ain't gonna keep on calling my house all day long. I'm sorry, man, but is Rachel? Can she come outside? Like, what?
I think I didn't get in too much trouble because we couldn't have phone calls after 11. So since that was the rule, they didn't really complain during the day. And again, since I couldn't have a boyfriend, the only people I was talking to, because I told y'all I don't have friends at school. So even though I had a crush there, I wasn't talking to you when school was out. So it was only church people who knew my parents that were calling. When another boy called, they were like, well, wait a minute.
Right.
Why is this child calling? You mean to tell me that it's not one of your cousins or one of them little boys from church? And like, they're like, you're not old enough to have a boyfriend. So I think the only boys that could call my house was probably Clarence.
Clarence, I like a church boy.
Because we grew up together. That's how we know each other from church. Him and his cousin, they were the only boys that could call my house because they knew that they weren't going to be my boyfriends because they knew who my crush was in church. And I was probably using Clarence to get there. Yeah. But so I didn't have issues with the phone, but we was always on the phone. And we wanted to be on the phone after 11. So it's like, I'm gonna call a time and wait for you to call me back so I can click over.
We had all the tricks back then.
Now they got cell phones and they just talk whenever they want.
Right, because when I first started talking, the house was only one line. And then when the 2-line thing came, I was like, damn, good, about time. But then my mother was like, oh no, that's too much. You had to share the phone with the internet,
right,
and all that shit. Like, no, this too much. Then she got me my own line. What? Man, I was on that phone all day, all night.
Later down the road, when you get the cell phones or whatever like that, and you both of y'all trying to use the anytime minutes from like from like 9 o'clock to the next day or whatever.
Now that's when I got in trouble because I was always on the phone before the time. I didn't one cell phone we had. The calls were like local calls. So we had went to a family reunion and I'm just on the phone with some boy texting at that. Phone bill came back. They were like, that's over.
Right.
I was like, but at this point I was 16. I was like, I drove y'all there.
I used to fall asleep on the phone with girls or whatever like that and then wake up 4 o'clock the next day. 4 o'clock the next morning and still be on the phone with that girl.
Shit, when pages came out. When pages come out, boy.
My dad got me a pager, but when pagers came out, my father said patients were for doctors and drug dealers.
That's what
So,
I used to be told.
My
too.
sisters, I think they had to sneak and get theirs. I was like, go ahead and page me. And then I couldn't wait to get the two-way sidekick and
I had the
all
T-Mobile
that.
sidekick.
I thought I was living life, and I was a driver, so I just knew I was the shit.
Yeah, man. So those were the days, and of course, when you have kids now, it's like every day I drop my son off. I'm like, damn, Lord, please, let's let him go into school, let him learn. Don't let nobody bother him. Don't let the other day his mother told me somebody stole his phone and stole the tablet, but she found the person, talked to the father.
She went to school.
She called the school, but she did find the person, find the father.
She went to their house.
They got it back. I mean, I guess the father was like, the boy didn't. The boy said somebody gave it to him.
It's always such and such gave it to me.
Yep. So I'm like, you don't need it. Why? I'm like, first of all, I said, why is he taking the tablet? Yeah, why is he taking the tablet? Well, I guess in the after kid, they can have the tablet. No, he don't need to take that. As far as the phone go, okay, fine. Put it in your pocket. Put it in your pocket. You ain't got to worry in your book bag. Nobody going in your book bag. You know what I'm saying? So I told her, look, I don't know what happened to him. My boy used to be fighting all the time. So I don't know what happened. Now he's just like a gentle giant. Just whatever. I said, look, forget that soccer. I said, forget that soccer. He need to go into a defense class because I can't have him being like, somebody stealing from him and it's like
they taking advantage.
Yeah, it's nothing like.
Did y'all ask him if he'd let the boy hold it? Because that'd be the other thing. Kids do be lending out stuff,
and then when it don't come back, it's like, oh, I forgot my tablet at school.
Right.
I forgot to get it back from Timmy.
When I was a younger child, I always wondered how kids forgot things. Like I'd be on the playground, like, how did you lose a shoe? Like, how do you make it home?
How your hair come out from when I got it this morning? How that happened? How your shirt got a hole on the back? Like, what the
Don't get me started. I got 2 daughters, so a couple days in a row, Brayden messed up her stockings or whatever like that.
Listen, I know that. Hello, like Tony Baker. I've been there. That ain't look like Tony Baker. Never mind. I know the torture of. I used to ask my mother not to buy me cable knit tights because they always ended up with a hole in them, and she always bought them. But
Either
I
she
like
gonna
them
have to get them
instead.
the long socks, or maybe like some leggings. But the stockings thing is not working. the day I went to pick her up, I was like, "What happened to your stockings?" She was like, "It was a string," and I pulled the string, and then I was like,
Listen, it happens as an adult. So
no
y'all
battery,
leave them babies alone. Well, perfect timing.
No battery, y'all.
My battery dying. Pastor can go ahead and give his final words.
Hey, so real quick, I had a buddy of mine, a close friend, that came to me and was like, he was asking me about, where I go to church at, where I pastor and things or whatever. And I was telling him, he was like, yeah, because I'm trying to get back in church, but I really feel like, I'm slipping away. Like, I have things going on in my life or whatever like that, and I feel like I need to get back closer to church or whatever. And I was like, come on through. Like the Bible says, ask and you shall receive, and knock in the door. Ask and you shall receive, knock and the door shall be open for you. So I mean, like, that's your point. I mean, like, so don't ever feel like you're too far away from God to be able to go to Him. And a lot of people feel like that they can have a relationship with God without going to church. You can have a relationship without going to church, but it makes it easier. It makes it easier. That's how I feel. It makes it easier being around like-minded people, being around people that's trying to get their lives right or whatever. It makes it easier. So don't forsake the fellowship. And if you have an opportunity to go into the house or even virtual or whatever like that, it benefits you. But I was just telling this young man that don't ever feel like you're too far away where you can't get close to God. And yeah, that was my message for him. I'm giving you that. The Bible says to ask and you shall receive, and knock and the door shall be open to you. So don't forget that. And God is always listening.
Clap and the lights will come on. Shout out to Abundant Harvest for their anniversary. Shout out to Greater St. John's Pastor Foster's 6-year anniversary. All the
Shout out
churches
to
I attend.
Eastern United Methodist Church. Their youth and young adults had an anniversary as well.
You got a church to shout out?
Bedside Baptist, y'all. Holla at me.
Bye.
You already know what it is. Bedside Baptist always open 24/7.
Bye.
Stay focused, y'all.
Oh, my fingers all in the camera. No.
Nope.